This video was made in collaboration with NARUTOPEDIA. If you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description. The Life of Konan from Naruto. Konan was a kunoichi from Amegakure and a founding member of the original Akatsuki. After Yahiko's death, she was partnered with Nagato, who had since taken control of Akatsuki and was the only member to call him by his name. After Nagato's death, Konan defected from Akatsuki and became the de facto village head of Amegakure. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Konan. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Background. When she was young, Konan's family was killed during the Second Shinobi World War, and she was left to fend for herself. Sometime later, Yahiko found her, and the two worked together to survive. Not long after that, Konan went for a walk and found a young, dying Nagato and his dog, Chibi. She rescued him and brought him back to their hideout. Gradually, the three became best friends. They eventually encountered the Sannin. Konan impressed them by making an elaborate flower out of the paper wrappers left behind as a sign of gratitude. When Orochimaru suggested to kill them so they would not have to suffer the horrors of war, Jiraiya instead opted to stay and teach the three how to look after themselves. During their time with Jiraiya, he made a defense system composed of 4 planks, each with one red and one white side, attached to a part of the wall of the hideout they shared at the time with a string and nail. Above each one, their names, which he called the hop-in planks. The purpose of these planks was that when they were in the hideout, they turned the planks to the red side, and when they leave, they move their plank to the white side. So when a plank's on the red side and the person's not in the hideout, it means they could have been captured by the enemy, and when a plank's on the white side and it appears the person's in the hideout, it could mean that an enemy had transformed into said person and has infiltrated the hideout, along with a trapdoor hidden among the floorboards leading to a hidden room and an emergency escape route he left just in case. After Jiraiya was confident they could take care of themselves, he told Konan that she would be very beautiful when she grows up and to come see him when she turns 18. With that said, he left for Konoha, and the three continued to bring peace to their land. Over time, the three formed Akatsuki and became renowned for their strength and effectiveness, with news of their actions even reaching Konoha. When their group became too big, they were forced to find another hideout and leave their current one. When they were about to leave, 2 Iwa ninja attacked their hideout, but Yahiko noticed in time and they used the escape route to escape. Throughout their time together, Konan became very close with Yahiko. During the Third Shinobi World War, their group was approached by a man calling himself Madara Uchiha. He offered to help them in their pursuits, but Yahiko refused the offer, suspecting that he only meant to use them. Throughout their quest for peace, Akatsuki's ranks grew and became known throughout Amegakure, so much that Hanzo began to feel that Akatsuki threatened his rule, so he approached the group and offered that they work together. The next day, while out on patrol, Konan was abducted by Hanzo's men and was brought to the meeting where he ordered Nagato to kill Yahiko in exchange for her life. Konan cried out for them to flee without her, but they refused to leave her behind. Nagato was paralyzed in shock by the order, but Yahiko stabbed him with the kunai in Nagato's hand, and in a fit of rage, Nagato saved Konan by slaughtering the Anbu and Hanzo's subordinates. Accepting Tobi's earlier offer of support, Nagato and Konan began recruiting S-rank missing nin into Akatsuki and started offering its services as a mercenary group to ninja villages, earning the money necessary to fund its long-term plans. Sometime later, Nagato, under the alias of Pain, began a civil war within Amagakure, and his messenger, Konan, promised to the villagers that he would bring change to their village and other nations. Nagato eventually killed Hanzo, and Konan assumed his identity to make it appear to the world that he was still alive and in control of Amegakure. In the anime, Konan aided in recruiting Hidan into the organization. Sasuke Recovery Mission. The Akatsuki gathered and discussed Orochimaru's taking of Sasuke Uchiha, as well as the capturing of the Nine Tails and the furthering of their plans. In Naruto's footsteps, the Friends' Paths. In the anime, 2 years after Akatsuki's last known meeting, Kakashi Hatake came to her village to present an invitation to an early Chunin exams hosted by Konohagakure and Tsunagakure, with the assumption that Hanzo is still the leader and alive. To keep this facade up, Konan disguised herself as Hanzo, retrieving the invitation and sending Kakashi off. Afterwards, she approached Pain to ask what their next move would be. Deciding it was too early to make any serious moves, Pain told Konan to accept the offer and send some Genin teams to the exams to keep up their cover. As Konan assigned several Genin as teams for the exams, she also informed them to keep quiet of Hanzo's demise. In addition, she assigned 3 kunoichi to use the Chunin exams to gather intel on other ninja, particularly looking for shinobi with immense chakra levels in the possibility that they're Jinchuriki. Ultimately, the Chunin exams were ended early before starting the finals due to controversy happening in the second exam. It was also decided that the report on each participant's performance would be sent to the respective village leader for them to decide if it would be promoted. From this, Konan chose to promote all 3 kunoichi and assigned them an S-ranked mission. Kazekage Rescue Mission. Upon Deidara capturing the one-tailed Jinchuriki, Konan assisted in sealing the tailed beast from within Gaara. Akatsuki Suppression Mission. Konan later assisted in the sealing of the 2 tails from Yugito after Hidan captured her. The Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. Konan informed Pain that their leader Tobi had arrived in Amegakure for a meeting with them. After Tobi left, she knew that something that the latter said had upset Nagato. When Jiraiya infiltrated Amegakure, Pain stopped the rain and had Konan scour the village in search of him by splitting into numerous paper butterflies. After locating the intruder, she informed Pain. She engaged Jiraiya in battle until Pain could arrive, attacking Ryusui, who had been controlled by the latter, restraining him in a swarm of paper and created a spear, but the Sannin noticed the attack and reflected it in time using Fire Release Flame Bullet, driving Konan back. Jiraiya recognized Konan and complimented her on her power and beauty, commenting that she had become one hell of a woman. In the anime, Konan's paper drizzle was able to overwhelm his fire technique, however Jiraiya was able to avoid it in time using the Toad Oil Bullet, rendering her unable to manipulate her paper. She is then immobilized by his elongated hair, but is saved by Pain's giant crustacean that washed the oil off. She left the battle as instructed by Pain and regrouped with him after he had killed Jiraiya. 6 Tails Unleashed. After Udakata was captured, Konan, along with the other Akatsuki members, extracted the 6 tails from him. Pain's Assault. Konan later accompanied Pain on his attack on Konoha. When they arrived, they swiftly eliminated a patrol of Konoha Nin, with Pain giving Konan orders to spare no one. She was shown asking a Konoha shinobi if they knew about the whereabouts of Naruto Uzumaki as they were trapped in her paper. The shinobi were saved by the Aburame clan's Kikaichu. In the anime, she engaged in a short battle against Shino, his father, and 2 other Aburame. Shino begins by sending his bugs to attack Konan only to be a paper clone. Upon looking up, the Aburame sees several more paper clones on the rooftop. Unbeknownst to the Aburame, Konan's paper clones were secretly equipped with explosive tags. After the Aburame narrowly avoided a bombardment of Konan's paper clones exploding, the real Konan walks through the fire doused in water. As a result, Shino's father commented on her power and quick thinking and warned Shino to be careful. Later, Konan was called back, only to discover Pain had decided to use one of his most dangerous techniques. Concerned for his health, she begged him to stop using the technique to no avail. Pain clearly had made his mind up and continued to use the technique on a massive scale. After consulting with Pain about his use of his technique, she was shown departing, stating that she would look after him from now on. She then dispersed her paper clone and remained with Nagato for the rest of the invasion, constantly warning him not to overexert himself. When Naruto later found their location, she attempted to keep him from Nagato, but Nagato told her to step aside. She did as he asked and listened to their conversation, but remained concerned about Nagato's condition. When Naruto led Nagato to having a change of heart and he decided to revive the people of Konoha, Konan realized that doing so would cost him his life. Knowing she couldn't stop him, however, she only marveled at Naruto's ability to change others. When all of the Konoha ninja were revived, Konan, like Nagato, entrusted the task of finding peace to Naruto. She wrapped Nagato and the Deva Path dead bodies in her paper to take them with her to Amegakure. When asked by Naruto if she would return to Akatsuki, she said that she was through with the organization, as Nagato and Yahiko had meant everything to her, and now she and her village would help Naruto accomplish their dream of bringing peace to the world. She gave him a bouquet of paper flowers to symbolize a truce and wished that they would become flowers of hope that never die for him. 4th Shinobi World War Countdown. Tobi infiltrates Amegakure and is immediately confronted by Konan. He asks her where to find Nagato's corpse so he can take his Rinnegan. She refuses to tell him, instead informing her that she has been waiting for him and intends to personally stop him. Before they begin fighting, Tobi asks why she and Nagato would betray Akatsuki. Konan replied that Naruto was the embodiment of life and gave everyone the flower of hope. She attacked Tobi with paper shuriken, but they passed right through his intangible body. She then enveloped him in her dissipated paper form mixed with explosive tags, planning to kill them both. Tobi saves them by warping most of the explosion away, at the cost of his right arm and having a part of his mask broken. Tobi applauds her determination, to which Konan responds by vowing to destroy him, the darkness where flowers can do nothing but wilt and die. Konan then divides the lake, revealing an abyss of paper, and as Tobi helplessly falls into it, she detonates the 600 billion explosive tags she had placed there that would last for over a period of 10 minutes, longer than the 5-minute period that Toby can remain intangible for. When the explosions ceased, Konan collapsed, exhausted, but believed the battle won. At the same time, some of the paper flowers at Nagato and Yahiko's shrine fell apart. Toby, however, quickly appeared behind her and stabbed her with a pipe, revealing he had survived her attack with Izanagi at the cost of his left eye. Konan freed herself and prepared to attack again, but before she did so, the endless rains over Ame stopped for the first time, surprising both Konan and Toby. Seeing this as a sign of Nagato's will, Konan proclaimed that she would be a support that held up the bridge that led to peace. Taking up the mantle of darkness that crushes the light, Toby grabbed her by the throat, dispelling an attack she had been preparing, and places her under a genjutsu to force her to reveal Nagato's location. He added that she will die when the illusion ends. In the anime, Konan was able to attack Toby right before he grabbed her by the throat. Her attack, however, was unable to stop him. Konan's body was left floating in the water. One of her blood-soaked sheets of paper is blown to the Ame orphan's old hideout and came to rest on her hop-in card, signifying a promise that the three had left to return there one day before leaving. Did you enjoy our video? Make sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.